What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. So it's now law. It's now going into effect. President Donald Trump announces here today. We're going to be talking about what is going to be affecting all Americans starting here today. We're also going to be talking about the Trump $5,000 stimulus checks for 2025, the DOGE refund checks here for 2025. We'll be talking about that here in this video as well. We got a lot to talk about here in this video. Yeah, things are heating up here in 2025. So let's jump right in here. We are live right now here on YouTube. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. I see we have people starting to join here. Yep. So also let me know let me know if you could see and hear me. Type yes. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe, and also people tuning in here from like the Philippines and other countries here like that. Yeah, so let me know. Yeah, also let me know if you haven't subscribed yet. Click the subscribe button down below so you guys can see future videos. Click the bell icon so you may get notifications when we go live, and help me reach 500,000 subscribers. We're starting to get very close here. It's completely free to subscribe, and this way you'll get notifications here when we go live here, normally at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will keep you up to date here on all current events here that are going on here on a daily basis. Take a look here. Yeah, so President Donald Trump announces here that 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian imports will effectively start here tonight at midnight. And there is, quote, no room for delay. No room for delay. And these are going to go forward. This comes here after a 30-day delay. And he says this can now... there will be no more delays, and this has to happen, and this will now become law and go into effect. In addition to this, Trump says the tariffs on Chinese goods to double to 20%. Yeah, so Chinese goods to double to 20% here as well, in addition to Mexico and Canada imports here. Everything that comes from these countries. This is not it. I'll tell you more here in a second. Let me just go over this stuff, because this is going to be a lot of stuff here. People don't realize how much stuff comes from Mexico, Canada, and China here, which is a lot of stuff. We're going to basically see an instant 20 to 25% inflation on all stuff coming from these countries that's not already in the country. Yeah, so this is huge news here today. Here's what President Donald Trump has to say here. President Donald Trump says today that 25% taxes from Mexico and Canada would start here tonight at midnight, and 20% on China, sparking renewed fears of a North American trade war that already shows signs of pushing up inflation and hindering growth. Tomorrow, tariffs on Canada, and 25% on Canada and 25% on Mexico, and that'll start. Trump told reporters in the Roosevelt Room. They're going to have a tariff. 25% inflation is considerably a lot. And remember here, the things like a lot of things, even like car parts, are used, even if a car is say made in the United States. A lot of car parts come from countries like that, and could lead to even a several $1,000 increase on cars. You look at things like here. You look at, I've seen people comment on these things here. Some of these Jeeps alone, made in the United States, you look at 2024 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, $91,000 to $115,000. Jeep Grand Cherokee, $57,000 to $75,000. Insane. A Jeep Wrangler can go all the way up to $101,000. and a lot of them just with options are $60,000 and stuff like that. And now a lot of these things are going to cost even more. Yikes. Trump has said the tariffs are to force the two U.S. neighbors to step up their fight against fentanyl trafficking and to stop illegal immigration. But Trump has also indicated that he wants to even the trade imbalance with those countries as well and push more factories to relocate in the U.S. The Trump administration remains confident that tariffs are the best choice to boost U.S. manufacturing and attract foreign investment. But Trump's statement on tariffs in response to a question on Tuesday, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said that the computer chipmaker TSMC has expanded its investment in the United States because of a possibility of separate 25% tariffs. Companies ranging from Ford to Walmart have warned about the negative impact that tariffs could create for their businesses. Similarly, multiple analysis by the Peterson Institute for International Economics and Yale University Budget Lab suggests that an average family could face price increases of more than $1,000 due to increases on prices. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on this? Will the $5,000 DOGE dividend checks help offset that? We'll talk about that here in a moment. And we've also seen these countries imply or implement tariffs back at the United States in retaliation here as well. We have seen a lot of changes from the Trump administration. You guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. If you just seen the recent argument between President Zelensky, Vice President Vance, and President Trump in the White House, you know that national security or the security of the world is high priority. And America's national security is at risk. China and Russia control 100% of the world's antimony. Antimony is a metal the U.S. cannot go to war without. Without antimony, we cannot make bullets, we cannot make missiles, we cannot make military electronics. This metal is essential for ammunition, armor-piercing rounds, missile guidance systems, and nuclear weapons. Yet, the U.S. produces none of this. Forbes did a recent article saying that antimony was the most important mineral you have never heard of. For decades, the West has relied on China as the dominant supplier of antimony. But China just banned antimony exports, sending prices to a record $50,000 per ton. The Pentagon is scrambling to secure alternate sources, but the reality is stark. The U.S. military has only 17 days worth of reserves, and without securing a supply, America's defense systems are vulnerable. That's where Military Metals, ticker symbol on the Canadian Stock Exchange, MILI, or on the regular OTC Stock Exchange, MILIF, comes in. This company, Military Metals, is securing Western-controlled antimony, positioning itself as one of the only publicly traded solutions to this crisis. Their flagship project in Slovakia holds over 60,000 tons of high-grade antimony, worth more than $2.5 billion at today's prices. This is based on Soviet-era historical resources, which are currently being converted to modern compliant resources. This is one of the largest known deposits outside of China and Russia. In addition, Military Metals owns 2 past-producing antimony assets in North America, including the West Gore mine in Canada, which contains surface piles of ores from previous productions. With the Pentagon and NATO rushing to secure domestic supply, Military Metals is in prime position to be part of the solution. We've already seen the U.S. Department of Defense invest over $1.8 billion into Perpetua Resources for its U.S. antimony project. With NATO defense spending projected to exceed $1.5 trillion, Military Metals could be next in line for government backing. And as you can see here, Military Metals has their stock has returned over 850% at the time of recording over the past 1 year, which is astounding. The urgency is clear. Without antimony, modern war is impossible, and the U.S. needs to refurbish and restock their stockpile after sending out immense amount of resources. So thanks to our sponsor, Military Metals, I wanted to let you guys know about this company, which I thought was extremely interesting and poised for growth. Now, Trump and Elon Musk back the idea of $5,000 DOGE dividend checks. This may come in the form of a $5,000 DOGE dividend check, an idea welcomed by President Donald Trump and DOGE leader Elon Musk, DOGE standing for Department of Government Efficiency. As the Department of Government Efficiency looks to make massive spending cuts, there's talks of sending some of the money back to Americans. And I think President Donald Trump is going to want to offset some of the potential price hikes with these checks, as well as the Trump tax cuts that the Republicans are in the process of passing through the House of Representatives right now. If you've seen my previous video, they have already passed in the House with one step right now. I'll link you to that video here as well. The Trump tax cuts do lower taxes for almost, or I think actually every tax bracket. They can include the DOGE stimulus checks in there. They can actually pass multiple different, they can pass this through the reconciliation process, and they can pass this on their own with just Republican votes, okay? The Biden administration passed their third stimulus check, $1,400, completely on their own when the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. The Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency right now. They want to pass the Trump tax cuts, and that's how they passed the Trump tax cuts back in 2016 or 2017, and they can also pass additional bills, the Republican tax cuts, and they can pass multiple bills this way. So it'll be interesting to see what they actually put in this bill and what they might save for another bill. There could be no tax on tips, no taxes on Social Security, no taxes on overtime, these DOGE $5,000 checks. Will we see everything in this bill? Will there be more bills after this? They have, I don't know if we're going to see everything in this bill or we'll see more bills. Will we see multiple checks through the course of, this time period? There could be several different things here going forward. So we also could see executive orders for this, as we have already seen Trump had done previously executive orders with his first presidency where he passed checks that guaranteed $300 per week for millions of people. As you can see here, Trump's executive order guaranteed $300 per week in enhanced unemployment checks for tens of millions of people. And basically, if he can do an executive order sending out checks for millions of people, he can do it again. He used the money from the disaster relief fund. And so basically, wherever there's money, he can, if he did it once, he could do it again. I remember saying here that the Democrats could have challenged this and sent this all the way up to the Supreme Court, but the Democrats did not challenge it. Also remember here that the Supreme Court has 6 Republican justices and only 3 Democrats. And we've seen here that the Supreme Court has been heavily ruling Republican. So anything that Trump does, especially something like this, they've just been ruling more towards the Republican side. It is what it is. So if Trump does pass something like this through executive order, I mean, you could just look at the rulings and see they have not been overturning a lot of right-leaning bills like this. So you guys can let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date here on everything happening on a daily basis that you guys need to know. And we'll see as they continue to drop more details on this and everything going on. I will keep you up to date. So make sure to share this video with anybody that needs to hear this information. And click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you don't miss out on future episodes. Click here to see what the Republicans just passed in the House of Representatives, or click here to see the $12,000 checks that could be coming to you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the